Hello everybody. In this screencast, we're going to look at importing a library that will help us build our first API. And that library creates a web server for us, helps us create routes, helps us, takes care of a lot of things, the routing, the middleware, a lot of things that we're going to look at. Okay, so the library is called ExpressJS. And when you look at it, you just go to ExpressJS. Here it is, expressjs.com. And I'm basically interested in finding out how to install it. So we go here, getting started, installing it. All right. So to install it in your project, there is a package.json file. You see that, the package.json file? And we don't have any dependencies in this. Basically, to install it, we just have to tell the package file that, hey, I would like to add Node.js or Express to my account. So basically, or to this project, you go inside your project and you say npm I, which is the installation, and then you indicate the name of the library, which is Express. How did I know the name of the library? You can see here, npm I is install and then Express. You don't need the -- save if you have the latest versions of Node.js. So it will automatically save it in the manifest. In the past, it would not save it in the manifest if you didn't put -- save. So let's see when I do this, npm I Express, I do that. And basically, it's going to download Node.js, and you could see here it added it to the dependencies. You see here it added it to dependencies, and it added it to that specific version, which is the latest version, it seems. And now we have Express added to our project. Okay, so now we have the library inside that project, but we need to use it. So now let's do their Hello World application. And basically, their Hello World application is the first line in the Hello World application is basically they import the ExpressJS library. Okay, so the first one is, let's see, installing it, and then we go to Hello World. Okay, the first line, what they're doing is they are importing it. So basically, if we remove all these functions that we had in the past, now they create a constant, which is going to be called Express, and it's equal to require. And basically what they are mentioning here is a string variable that indicates the name of the library. Okay, so that's one. And then you have the app, which is equal to the Express. So basically they are importing Express as a function, into their code. And then the app is an instance of that Express. And then it's just simply here the port number that you want the application to listen to. So in that case, it's this. And then you see that they use the app to declare their first route. Okay, I'm not going to declare the first route now, but let's say app.listen. You see here the listen method. And then the listen method takes in a port. And then it takes in a function, an arrow function, which is going to get executed once the listening starts. Here it is. And we're good to go here. And then basically here, what they are doing is that they are printing out what the name of the port and the name of the URL that is going to function. So basically, let's console.log. And basically what they are using here is they are printing the port. And this is one way of doing it, where you but you have to be a little bit careful. You have to use these, which is the shift tilde or the tilde. It's at the tilde button. It's these quotes that are single quotes that are slanted, right? And then you could say, for example, listening at HTTP local host, and basically you want the port number. So basically what I could do is I could just plus and then the port. I can do that, right? Or one option is to do it like this, is basically $, curly bracket open, curly bracket close, and then you put whatever value you want to print. Okay, that is only going to work if you have these slanted quotes. Okay, so that's basically where you are listening, and that's it. So basically, that's if you start to listen, that's what's going to happen. So I can run it without having any routes. Okay, so basically I'll just say np node index.js, right? When I do that, you see here, it says that it's listening to this port, but then I don't have a route. So basically, if I try to go to it, it just say cannot get because I don't have that route. But that web server is running now. Now creating a route is also very easy. App dot, and then you say get or post if you want it to be a get route or a post route, right? So let's say a get route. And then basically there are two main variables. The first variable is the route. So basically this is the route, okay, which is the main route. And then a function which takes the request and then the response, okay? And the arrow function is what's going to happen when that route is being hit. So whenever you reach that route, and then basically you can send back stuff. So basically the response dot send, and you send something back. Let's say hello world, right? That's the hello world app. So basically now, you see when I save, if I try to go to the hello world, I refresh the page, it doesn't work. Why? Because Node.js is running the old version of the index, even though if I saved it, because it takes an instance of this the index.js and runs it. So basically that's the one that is running. So I have to close it, meaning I have to do a control C or a control C here and then run it again. Right, and then if I refresh the page, you see hello world. This gets very annoying because every time you have to run the app, you have to kill your code or reset your code using Control C. Another way is to install the Node daemon. Okay, so basically that's much easier. So basically, if you look at the library is called NodeMon, right? So basically, when you look at the NodeMon library, is a tool that helps Node.js basically applications automatically by restarting the Node application when a file changes. So any of the files in the application changes. Now, all you have to do is just install it this way. So basically, I'm going to do an npm install. Okay, I'll install it in the app. So make sure you are inside the app so you can look at, see if the package.json. Yes, I'm inside the folder where the app is. And basically, all I'm going to do is I'm going to say, in my case, I need sudo, but npm because of the global flag. I -g node mon, right? So that's basically boom, and then you write it. It asks for my password. I'll just enter my password, and then boom. What's going to happen is that it's going to install nodemon. To run nodemon is very easy. Instead of calling node and the index file, you just say nodemon and then the index.js file. Okay, so basically it's running right now. Let's say I add another route. Let's say I'm going to add another route. I'll copy this. I'll add this, and I'm going to add another route. I'll call it, for example, API users, for example, and I'll call it the users hello world, for example. And then notice when I save, or if I click outside, you see it did reset, it did refresh, restart the server, right? Which is amazing because I don't have to do anything. I don't have to, every 5 minutes, whenever I change my code, I have to reset my server again. So basically, if you look here, I could do users, right? And here it is. And there's no users, but there's API and then users. Okay, so we'll do API /users, and then it says hello users. Okay, cool. So that's our first ExpressJS application, and you can see it's very simple. Basically, you set up your Express at the top here, you listen, you set up your routes, you're good to go, right? We'll look at more details in the next couple of videos. Please let me know if you have any questions.